Hello friends, welcome to LifeDoesJon. The sun's trying to come out. We're currently in one of my favourite places in the West Midlands. In fact, I spent a lot of time here growing up. You might recognise parts of it in a bit if we go by there, but this is where I did the intro video for LifeDoesJon. And yeah, this is a special place. It's called Warley Woods. The 100-acre wood. Grew up here, used to come with my dad sledging when I was a little boy. Everybody used to bring their sledges here because it was just the place to come. It's got like this massive meadow and the hill is just awesome for sledging. So if you've got kids and it snows, then come check it out. No, it really is fantastic to be here. Oh, sun's in my face a bit there, which actually we're going to talk a little bit about that. So today's video originally was going to be a visit to Croom, a National Trust venue, but I'm not using the footage. And the reason being is the exposure and the framing of the video was just completely wrong. Me and Dishy are still learning about exposure and framing when it comes to videoing stuff, filming things. You know, we've got experience with DSLRs, but the thing is DSLRs have a lot more dynamic range than these Osmo Pocket 3s do. This is a great camera, but you've got to be mindful it doesn't have a big dynamic range. So if I might even be able to show it off. If I get the sky in shot, let me just try and come off this a minute. If I get the sky in frame, it'll make me darker. Whereas if I bring it down, get the sky out, then I'm a little brighter. It doesn't, the more of the sky it's trying to expose and focus, then the darker the land gets in the subject, like I'm the subject or, you know, whatever I'm filming. So it's things like that. Also, the sun, we should have known this, but we haven't done photography in a long time. The sun was directly behind me, so I just looked like a shadow. I might stick an image here to give you an idea of how the video looked compared to this now. We've got the sun to the right, and it's, so yeah, a little bit of a little lesson in exposure and framing, I guess. Actually, these woods, I've been monitoring tawny owls here for years. I actually saw the mum and 2 owlets in the tree the other day, which was really cool. One of the owlets was unwell with bumblefoot and was taken to a rescue centre. Let's just try and get through here. And I spend a lot of time here. It's like I said, one of my favourite places to be. And we might even, open this gate, we might even see the owls. So that'd be a real treat. But now they're fledged, the chances of us seeing them are pretty slim because they'll just be moving every night. So today, friends, I'm going to bore you. There was some poop on the ground then. So owls, man, this is just going to become a David Attenborough channel, isn't it? It's not. Owls, when they poop, all birds of prey, it's like paint. They call it whitewash. And they regurgitate pellets because when they eat their food, I know it's gross, they swallow it whole. They don't digest the bones. They mix the fur with the bones and then cough it up. So if you find pellets on the ground, it'll have like bones in and stuff. Dishy finds it gross when I'm breaking these bones up. And whitewash on the ground. So if we see that, I'll have a glimpse in the trees, see if we can see anything. And yeah, we'll have a walk. We'll have a little walk around these parts here. It's lovely. There was actually, years ago, some sparrowhawks nesting down here in a couple of spots, and I watched them learn to hunt with the mum. And let's sit down on this wet tree. Take my coat off, it's a little warm. Oh, we'll have a little chat, shall we? Yeah, I hope everyone's well. I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's been nice. It's been really special, actually. We obviously had my 40th before I did that intro video. We've had Darcy, our middle daughter. She turned 13, and I feel so old. No, well, actually, I felt even older when our eldest turned 18. It's been a really good week. I've just been so self-conscious about, like, my weight and just my fitness. You know, I'm nervous, man. I'm really nervous. I'm just going to open up to you guys. I talked about it a bit in the intro video, but I put a lot of weight on as a result of overeating and not moving enough. But the reason why I've overate and not moved enough is because of mental health. I've used food as a way to cope. And yeah, it is what it is, right? I don't want no sympathy off anyone, and I don't, like, this isn't like a self-pity sort of thing, but I don't know, man, pigeon. You'll see me just constantly looking around. I do apologise, because I'm always looking for birds, especially birds of prey. Like I said, owls, sparrowhawks, love them, and they're known to be around here. That's a parakeet. They're a bit of a nuisance at the minute. My gosh, I'm also suspected ADHD. I mean, I'll be like, oh, piece of candy, gone. But I'm on the waiting list to get that checked out. Might not be ADHD, might just be whatever, but it's just been really, really nerve-wracking, and I've been quite anxious about doing this video when I'm so out of breath, and, you know, my posture, everything. I'm just, you know, I'm not going to glamorize it. Like, it's horrible. Like, I feel so uncomfortable in my body. When I met Dishy, I was saying to her today, like, she used to come to my gigs and shows, and she used to film me, and I was so fit and healthy on stage, and I didn't care who was filming, you know. And now I just feel so uncomfortable in my body, and I hate that. And, like, yes, the reason may be my mental health, why I've overate and not moved enough, but I cannot. It's so important that I don't use that as an excuse to do nothing. You know, it might be the reason, but it can't be an excuse, and I'm not going to use it as an excuse. That's why we're out doing this, right? This is why I'm doing this. I'm trying to put words into action, and we will be getting a mountain bike at some point. I really want to get one of those e-bikes, you know. I know some people are against them, but just hear me out. I'm not on about, like, a bike that's just electric, that is, like, you know, doesn't require you to pedal. I'm on about a bike that assists you in pedaling. To be honest, you know what? I went out with someone I used to know, and I rode up this massive hill, and there is no way I would have got up that hill on a regular bike with the weight I am now. But I managed to get up it, and I was still soaking in sweat. I was out of breath. The point is, you get more done in quicker time too. So, you know, you can cover more distance in quicker time, and you can set the resistance so it's harder too. It doesn't have to be just super on the easiest mode. I mean, for the majority of that, I was on quite an easy mode, but I was still soaked and sweating and out of breath. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to get an e-bike at some point, probably one of the Trek ones. That's what I used last time, and it was brilliant. But that's going to have to wait until we move house. Right now, the priority is moving house, and, you know, we've got to get that sorted. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a jay. I don't know if you can see it. It just flew past. It's actually on a branch behind me, but I get so distracted by the birds, it's hilarious. So yeah, fitness, guys, that's it. This is the plan. For now, loads of walking. I'm focusing on cleaning my diet up, and I'm not counting calories. I'm being mindful of calories because calories matter, but I think a member of my community, Tommy Calling, said it's called intuitive eating, when I'm controlling my calorie intake by being mindful. So I'm listening to my body. When am I actually hungry? When am I just bored and want to eat? When am I eating for my emotions, or when am I eating because I'm actually hungry? Focusing on when I'm eating, so not eating after a certain time at night. Portion control, right? So I'm controlling the calorie intake by those things, being mindful of how much saturated fat is in a meal. Fat has so much more calories in than carbs and protein. So being mindful of all these things will get me in a calorie deficit. So, and to lose weight, you've got to be in a calorie deficit. Now, what's important is that I exercise too. Not so much for the weight loss, but to boost metabolism, which will help with weight loss. Like if you try, you know, when you hear people say, oh, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to burn off what I just ate. Do you know how much exercise you have to do to just burn 100 calories? It's quite a lot, man. So I don't think of exercise as a way of burning fat. I think of exercise as a way of boosting metabolism to help burn fat. And I think of exercise as a way of, you know, getting my circulation good in my body, helping with my blood pressure, helping with cardiovascular fitness, you know, keeping yourself, you know, fit. I mean, when I sing, if I've been doing loads of walking, I notice my vocals are so much better when I've been, you know, singing, and when I've been walking loads for a while, my singing, my vocals are so much stronger. Feel a bit of rain coming, you know. So yeah, we're going to document this. We're going to look back at these videos and we're going to be like, you know what? You know what? You did it, John. You did it. You lost the weight, and it's not going to be easy. The other thing with exercise, though, is damage control. When I do slip, and I will slip with my eating, by working out, by exercising, I'm going to at least mitigate some of the damage done. I think that's the right word, mitigate. So anyway, let's walk. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? All right. Well, we're off. We're walking, friends. We're walking. Man, these jays are not happy. There's something kicking off. See, I'm wondering if the owls are actually here, to be honest. So we'll have a look, shall we? It's starting to rain and the pocket free isn't waterproof. So let's, I'm gonna have to take shelter. Let's go over here, perhaps, my days. By the way, what I'm also going to do, whilst I'm posting a longer video like this once a week on a Sunday, I will be posting some shorts too throughout the week. It helps with discoverability and it gives you guys something to have a mood chat to. A lot of it, I might do some like post photographs from the drone, you know, maybe even some drone footage, because what's really cool with the Mini 5 Pro, I can like set the camera in vertical like I can with the Pocket Free. So keep an eye out for some shorts too. I'm just gutted we can't use the footage from yesterday, man, because it was so good. It's still raining. I'm gonna go under these conifer trees. Yeah, it was so good, but we'll go again. You know, and like I said, it's all lessons learnt, right? You're out with me today in the wilderness and we're exploring, we're having a good time. Just waiting for this rain to knock off, otherwise I might have to wrap things up a bit sooner than I wanted. But yeah, drone footage in short form, even just like, you know, I'll keep the Pocket Free with me wherever I go. And, you know, if I want to record some shorts to put on YouTube, then we can do that, right? Nice, quick, easy content. I was going to put the video for Cannock Chase up today, but I'm doing this instead because I need to get DaVinci Resolve Studio. There's some features in Studio that I prefer to the free version, like the music remix tool. And when I'm flying the drone, I don't want it to just be dead silence, do you know what I mean? I want there to be music. So that video will probably be out next week. If I use it, I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with it. I might just use the drone footage as some short sort of content, but we'll see. I know I'm going out tomorrow, it's Sunday now, I'm gonna actually be editing this today. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, this was recorded today. But I'm going out with Darcy tomorrow. We're gonna do some home ed first. Then we're gonna go out, we're gonna do some filming with the drone. And then, you know, I'll probably put some shorts out with that, that'll be cool. And then we'll, maybe even here actually. I might get some drone footage of here at the woods. So I don't know if you'd like to see that. Actually, I already have some I might use, but we might come here again, do some filming here. And I really want to do some food reviews. We've got to do these food reviews soon. I really, really want to do the food review. So let's do that. But I think that should be saved for a cheat day because something tells me some of these food reviews are going to be very calorie dense. Yes. Before we end the video, I just want to say thank you for your support. Thank you so much. I was actually talking on LazyBuzzard about potentially basically rebranding LazyBuzzard into LifeDoesJon. So my Twitch channel that's partnered, that has over 11,000 followers, rebranding that to LifeDoesJon, because video games are a part of my life too. And just any video game content I do under LifeDoesJon on Twitch. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'd even multi-stream it to YouTube and just on here on the LifeDoesJon YouTube channel, it'll just have its own playlist or something for video games. But I'm a bit unsure as to how to approach that yet. I might just, you know, keep it as LazyBuzzard. I'm thinking about it, but a rebrand sounds good. You know, I built LazyBuzzard on Sea of Thieves and role play, and you know, now I do a lot of variety. We're actually talking about doing some space simulation stuff and flight sim, and I'm really hyped for that. I love the truck simulation stuff, but I get bored very quickly. Again, could be an ADHD thing, I don't know, but the space and flight sim stuff is gonna be a lot of fun. So come and check that out. Again, link in the description for LazyBuzzard. And also, Dishy came up with a name yesterday, and I was laughing my head off. Only my wife would come up with something like this. She loves like true crime documentaries and all that. And if you knew what she does as a job in real life, you'd kind of understand maybe why she chose this name. But I was thinking, you know, I call the people that watch LazyBuzzard the Buzzard Nest. And we need a name for this community for LifeDoesJon. So Dishy was like, what about lifers? I was like, lifers? They're not prisoners. If you're watching this, you're not a prisoner. But I actually thought it was quite funny, lifers. So join me, lifers, on what is going to be an epic adventure. It's lovely. Listen, I think I'm going to call it there. It is starting to rain. I'm a bit gutted, actually, but you know, we've had a nice chat. We've had a nice chat this week. Keep an eye out for some drone shorts and non-drone shorts too. Just me chatting. Maybe we'll be out having some food, and I'll do some shorts of that. And so keep an eye out for all of that. Come say hello on LazyBuzzard. It's LazyBuzzard for now. It could be LifeDoesJon soon. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Lots of love. Bye for now.